Emerson, welcome to Hibernian Football Club. How does it feel to have joined the club?
Yeah, it feels amazing. You know, it happened quite quickly, the actual deal. So it was really great to be here. And I joined with the lads at the hotel right before the game the next day. So it was a quick turnaround for me. But the lads have been fantastic, welcoming me, the staff as well. So I've had a great time so far.
Did the move come as a little bit of a surprise to you? Because the way that you're talking, it sort of almost came out of the blue.
No, there was talks beforehand, but it was mainly to get me involved in the Europa League tie. That's why it happened, that quickly. Obviously, I wanted to be involved in any game I could be, and especially a European match. That was obviously first priority. So it happened quickly, probably because of that, quicker than normal. But no, I was very thrilled to get on the pitch the other night.
What was it that sold you on the move to this club?
There's a lot of factors that went into it. Obviously, I wasn't in the Scottish League last year, but having played in it before, I kind of kept tabs on it. And Hibs had a brilliant year that year, and they played some nice football. Obviously, the gaffer has high ambitions as well as the whole club. So it was something I wanted to be a part of.
What have you made of Neil Lennon and your teammates so far?
Obviously, I haven't had too much time, but at the same time, they're a great group of lads. Quite together as well, which is always good going into the season. And the gaffer has a bigger background, a lot of experience, and just speaking to him briefly, you can tell all the knowledge he has. You
mentioned about, of course, coming off the bench against Molde on Thursday evening. How good was it to get your debut over and done with so quickly?
Yeah, it was amazing. Obviously I hadn't trained with the lads before it, so. It was quite an entrance for me, but at the same time I was really happy to get on the pitch. Just to have that belief in me that quickly was nice, and it would have been nice to steal the winner, but it wasn't meant to be. But it was really nice.
It was just a brief cameo, but what can the Hibs supporters expect to see from you moving forward once you maybe get a little bit more match fitness, once you get a bit more time to settle in with the group?
Well, I always pride myself on hard work. I want to work hard when I'm on the pitch and try to be creative and attacking. And I think that's a lot of the stuff that this club in general tries to be. The way they try to play is very attacking, and I just kind of want to add to that, really.
And just sort of more of a general look at you, Emerson, if you don't mind. Of course, you're from Dallas, Texas. Soccer in America isn't one of the big sports. What led you into wanting to become a sportsman in this field?
Well, it was mainly my family's background. My granddad was a coach for many years in college and professional game. My dad was always kind of there to help me train, whether it was just us two, whether it was with my team, whatever it was. He was always there to kind of guide me. So I had an interest from pretty much the very beginning. And plus I was quite a small kid, so I never really had a chance to play basketball or any of those sports where it requires, major athletes. But no, I have always had a fascination of football, and just carried on throughout the years. You were at FC Dallas in the youth academy before you went on to Fulham. Was that move a bit of a surprise for you? Would you say, obviously, it happened at quite a young age for you? Yeah, it was definitely at a young age. I was 15 at the time and actually made the move. I had a lot of trials when I was 13 around Europe, kind of different countries, all that kind of stuff. So I was used to actually, traveling and all that kind of stuff at a young age, but it was the actual move, moving away from family, moving away from friends that I'd known all my life. It was quite tough, but as I grew up there, you make new friends real quick. You adapt to life, and yeah, I've lived in England and obviously Scotland for about 7 years now. So it was a tough transition, but I think it was definitely worth it. How do you feel that that's maybe helped to shape you as a footballer and as a person as well off the field? Yeah, I think it obviously hardens you up a bit. Living away from family is never easy, especially when it's so far away. So. It makes you realise what's important, and obviously they come and visit quite often. I make sure of that because obviously it's really important to me, but at the same time I kind of want to play at the highest level I can. I knew to do that I had to sacrifice things to move to Europe. Just in terms of that exposure, of course, just looking at the Hibs squad, I've had Jamie McLaren called up for his national team, Australia, for the World Cup. Ophir Marciano's been called up for his national team, Israel. Had a few Scotland internationals as well.
Are you maybe looking at the exposure that you get here, playing against Hearts, playing against Aberdeen, Rangers, Celtic, maybe playing in the Europa League as being an avenue to maybe get back into the US men's national team?
Yeah, I mean, it's always in the back of my mind, the US, because obviously I love to play for my country whenever I'm able to. I kind of grew up playing for the youth national teams throughout the years, represented them at a World Cup and under 20s, and so yeah, I mean, it's always in the back of my mind. My first priority is to do well here and help the team as much as I can, and I just hope that feeds on the back of it, maybe.